Hi there guys, welcome back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a little bit of a different technique. So I'm gonna, well, it's pretty much the same, but I'm just gonna show you something you could do as well in order to improve or add things to your character. I think I mentioned the same techniques we done in the past. We done it with the mechanical things. It's the same works here. You just had to add it as an extra subtool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to perhaps, how can I do this? I'm just gonna add it to this character here. So I'm gonna hide all this, okay, and what is this? Yeah, that's the straps. I'm going to take this, okay, and then here I'm just going to. You can do this with anything. So um, I will show you this, and then you can have a look at the guy that I told you, Michael Pavlovic, and then you can have a look at the techniques he did. But for this will be the same. What you can start to do, if you have pen as sphere, this is something that's going to be very quick here. So you can, we're gonna, I'm going to just do it very quickly. So I go here, I go a sphere, right, and you can just turn anything, this sphere into anything you need to really. So the moment this is, the sphere is right here. I'm gonna move this guy down, so I got it right next to the right here. So I'm working on this. This guy has, you see, it's fairly high res-ish, but it's not really much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna scale it because it's too big first, and then I'm just gonna move it down, and I'm gonna start using like a boot or something. I'm just gonna put it there, and then I'm gonna do the mirror and well thing. But for now, it's okay. It's gonna work on one. So for now, what you can do is you can just I'm gonna snap here. Just gonna do this, and I'm just gonna I'm going to subdivide this guy. So I'm going to. Or I can subdivide it, or I can actually just Dynamesh it. See with 120 how many give me. I'm just gonna close this here. I'm gonna close this here, like I said, and then I'm gonna check out that I got only 8,000, so that's too low. So I'm going to undo that and increase this to 500. That's 8,000, maybe 700, 21,000. Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm just going to increase the brush size. Go. I'll try this one, move elastic, so we can just do it sort of like move very fast, funny looking. So I'm just gonna move it like that. Just gonna move this like this. Okay, you can have this, and I'm going to just move it normally here like that. Just gonna create sort of like a encompass what I think is gonna look like a boot. You can see that this is very rough at the moment, but you can, start shaping it and then get something that looks a little bit more epic, I guess, or more like Overwatch kind of stuff. Just trying to replicate this, but again, guys, you know that if you do this with time and patience and obviously investing the right amount of research, you can come up with something pretty cool very quickly. Again, this is just for me to do. I can demonstrate. I mean, so I can see roughly where the feet are. So I'm just gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then just gonna do this. Well, I'm not gonna do it obviously as a whole, but I'm just gonna show you the things that you can do, so you can probably reshape this a little bit better like that. Move this like this, and then like that. And you can see that once you have something like this, then you can just, take that, and then just press Control. Do it again, so you still got that. Smooth it out a little bit, and you can start, shaping it a little bit better. That's what you want. Okay, and then from this you can just use all the techniques that I shown you. So for example, on the side view, we know this is perhaps to. Just gonna clip this and just gonna put this like that, and again I'm gonna press Control so I can smooth it out. And again, I'm gonna press Control Shift, and you know that we did the trim curve, and I'm gonna trim this down like that. That's fine, you can see. And then from this, you can then say, well, I'm gonna start working on this shape, and so I'm just gonna Control Shift and do that. Okay, and then I'm gonna move it forward like this. Okay, and I'm just gonna Control Shift and start clipping and just doing the basic things that we talked about before. And then from this point, what you have to do is just shape things out. shape things out the best you can, guys. You don't have to do something that is 100% accurate. Just want to shape things out, and you can just use things like trim dynamic, and then you can just start thinking, well, how am I gonna do this kind of sort of design? So it's gonna smooth this out, and then I'm just gonna go here and then trim this like that, trim this on the side view like this, like that. Okay, you want to go do this, and then it's a matter of just doing it very, very rough quickly. So you just go this, and then you're gonna go into the temp standards. I'm gonna reproduce this. I'm just gonna start cutting down where these shapes are gonna be. So I'm gonna create one shape here, one shape that goes there, another one that goes there, another one that goes there, that way. I'm gonna smooth it. This is like the first pass. I say, well, okay, this is gonna be one shape. Then here is gonna be another cutout like that. So that potentially can be another shape like that. Okay. These shapes like this, you can create them individually. You know, you can just then say, well, let's say that this is what you want, and then you just trim it. You know, see with a bit more work. Trim it like that. This. Okay. This one is quite good. This one. Detail, I think it's called detail. Yeah, this one with the new brushes that show you do that. It sort of give you like a nice line. I don't know. I think this needs more work, obviously, but you can, you know, create the shapes that you want. And then what you do is, when you have a shape that you like, you can then just do this. You can just take you just like we did before. We take we duplicate it first. We take this guy. I'm going to duplicate it. Well, this needs more work. Like I said, guys, this is just a quick thing. So duplicate this. I'm gonna hide the rest. The other one just in now. I'll take this, and then I'm just gonna perhaps press Control and then paint this out what I want it. Maybe a little bit more accurate. So press Control, paint this shape here, like that, like that. So this is the shape. Okay, and then you go here into polygroups. You say group mask, and then you can see that it creates a polygroup there. Then you clear the mask, you take the other polygroup, press Control Shift, click on this, and then you just go into the other one and say delete hidden. Delete hidden. Okay, now you have only this, and then here you can actually just start clipping things out like this, and then you do that. You press Alt twice, and then you do this. You see, you can clip them. Okay. Then the same here. You can do all this clipping, all this. It's a matter of just polishing the shape that you want. Okay. So I'm gonna press again. My goodness, got something stuck. Okay. Control Shift. No, Control Shift. Okay. Alt twice. Alt twice again. Trim that in. I messed this up here somehow. We can do the trim dynamic and do this in here. Do this. You do that. This obviously needs tons of more work. Just doing something quickly here so you can roughly get an idea of what you could do, but then you can create extract the meshes, do the stuff that we talked about. Yeah, let's say that you want a shape like this, and obviously the shape is extremely horrible for now. You can clip it, you can do some really cool stuff. Okay, for now. Then you can then take this piece, you polish it. See if I can polish it here a little bit, right there, and do this change of shaping here. You get this sort of line changing there. And that's something roughly what should have been done before, like this or like this. And I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take go into Control Shift, and then I'm just gonna check on this, click on this, and again delete hidden geometry, delete hidden. Okay, now that is there. I think I had the Dynamesh on that. That's why it created the stuff inside when it shouldn't, but I'm gonna switch it off. And then this one here, you could take this, and obviously with a bit more polishing and all that, you can then do the group loops that we talked about. Or you can use this technique that I did before when it was clipping, splitting, and then add more mesh, like the one we did with the gun, so that piece. I'm gonna take this, it's quite rough, not gonna work perhaps, but and here I'm gonna take the edge loops, and I'm gonna give group loops, so you see improve the edge drastically. And then I'm going to do the set remesh. I'm gonna give it, I don't know, 1000, and this give me this, and I'm gonna get half of that, half again. Okay, this is not gonna work. So here we could turn this into Control Shift. I'm gonna take this into a polygroup. See, group this. Let me say polygroups, auto group, Control Shift, get there, and get one group there. I'm gonna press Control Shift and select another polygroup here. This is so annoying when you do things on the fly like that without planning. This is what happens. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this edge like this. So I'm gonna Control Shift and do this. Get that. Let's do a bit more so I can get right to this edge like this. Okay, that's that. Auto group. So I got these three like that. Another thing you can do here, once you have these polygroups, you tell them in deformation here, groups polish by groups, and you click this, you see how I keep grouping and polishing the groups, but it sort of keeps the hard edge. Look at the hard edge, you see, nice. You keep doing group by group, polish by groups, and you see the more you do it, the smoother it gets, but the harder you're gonna get that mechanical look. With a little bit more planning and then putting it together, you can create some really nice transitions. You can see these nice shapes. And then once you have that, it's a matter of you taking again the Z modeler. Okay, well, I think I got the same setting. Press space bar over a face, and it's tells you extrude all polys. That's great. And then you just extrude them in. And this is going to be the same issue as before because it's backward. You see, you cannot see it. But then you just go here into display property and you flip it. And you can see now you have something that is quite sort of mechanical. That's another way of doing it. But this should be sharper in the edge and all that. So yeah, there's many. Let me undo this. You can probably take. Oops, not like that. Go into move, and you can just move things around like this. You can make it a little bit more, you know, like mechanical in there. This is too round. You know, like that. And then here, make this a little bit sharper. Then you can press Control Shift, and then use that slice curve, trim curve. See, and then cut that out. The trim, that's the one that does that stuff automatically. So you press Control Shift, click on this, Control Shift, inverted selection, and then you delete hidden. And then you go here, this, and you set delete hidden. Now you have that edge in there. So now you could now get this and make it a bit more. And then you just, if you go into the set modeler, open the face, extrude, go here, flip, okay, and you got that. So now if you want to keep the edges hard here, then you can do the stuff that we talked about before, which is the creasing. Let me go here into geometry, crease. I'm gonna increase them all first, okay, and then you said crease polygroups. You see, create a little dark edge in there. So now when I subdivide, everything gets smooth. But those edges, look, now it looks very mechanical and clean. Again, this is something that I did quickly, but you could invest a little bit more time to create that, you know. And then let's say that this is the piece that you want. That is one more, and then you can then later on add more detailed Boolean stuff, doing some cool things in here. I don't know, you can put this, and you can just do, I don't know, some sort of line that goes in the middle there. Like this. Too much perhaps, like this, and then like that, I don't know, anything, but you can see that this is really nice. And then you can, if you show the other one, you can see that's the original piece, and then you can just delete the other piece, and then you start extracting this piece, and then you make sure they matches, then you extract the other piece, and that's how you get this stuff done. It takes a little bit of time, but you can then build up some really cool mechanical bits as well. You can do, just take that and then blob out a whole sort of helmet or some sort of suit in there, and then you start extracting pieces. The moment I did that very quickly, because otherwise I will be here for hours. But this is, you see, that's already nearly 20 minutes and just done nothing, just this piece. And then the point is, you take this one, you had to actually work on this one, create all the shapes, make sure that this is nice, polish all that. You can, if you want to create an extra piece, you could easily just do this. For example, I can say, well, I'm going to create another piece that is like this, then I can easily mask it out, the piece. Okay, you don't have to extract it because you're sculpting, you're just creating a mesh. It's a basic mesh. You invert the mask, and then you're just going to move, and then you just move it out a little bit. And you can see you got that shape in there, you sharpen it, and then something you can later on do the same thing that I did in here. And the same with this, you can say, well, I'm going to go here, I'm going to take this. It's just a matter of investing more time in there, making sure that it's nice and polished. So control, I'm just going to paint this in there, going to paint this. Okay, like that. Okay, you get that there. And then again, invert it, and then you can take this, and you just move it out. You can see that. Oh, let's go an extra section you can then work later on, or something that sort of hinges and connect. And then it's a matter of just taking this to a level that is actually quite polished, and then you do the stuff that I just did. Start extracting piece by piece, polishing, doing this technique that I just shown you. This is one technique, there's a ton of them. There's similar way with this creasing, you can create some really cool stuff. You can do booleans on top of it, you can take this and then create make circle things, or cut out with a triangle. Anything you can think of, you can be doing. And then later on, when you're working on this and you say, well, this is 140,000, then you can start doing all the stuff that you want, like scratches and things like that. So you can, for example, if you want to do scratches here, then you can do the, I don't know, the some sort of battering, like when you can just batter the edges and make it look, stylized, like the, stuff in Overwatch, like this, like that. But you can now have something that is quite clean, and you can do cuts and, for example, go here, and I think it's detail. That one works as well. You can then create some really nice cuts, and and then you can use pinch as well. And then always pinch. Press P, pinch. Okay. You can pinch things out and do this, and I think with a bit more detail, see geometry. Divide again, 500,000, and then you can just maybe the stem that does it. Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, if you're doing a cut like this, then you can just do it like this, very thick in the middle here, and things towards there. But then you can just blending in, like just smoothing out, and it just does like some sort of cut. Or you want to do a hole or something that just be a hole that's macking in there or something, then you can just do that and then smooth it out, and then just give it a little bit of a, that it's actually been beaten out from metal thing. You can see, and this is sort of the look that you get. With this, you can then just do more train dynamic, and then get those little line chisel thing that you get in Overwatch. You see those little lines, you can get loads of this. Like that. You see, that's how you get a stylization. That's just the visual language of Overwatch. You can see that bit there. That's pretty much how Overwatch characters look like. They've been battered like that. So yeah, so that's it, guys. So this is another technique you can do, but then you obviously have to go and do all of them. And how you can do a whole suit and anything, the whole character, and build it from there. And you can do the scratches and the things and the holes there later on. But first, you need to have like a sort of like a clean mesh you can work on. But then you need to extract and create with just a simple sculpt. That's it for now, guys. I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the playlist of the guy that I told you, Michael Pavlovic. I will put a playlist in the canvas so you can have a look. Okay, that should be it for this week. I think next week we're gonna start probably doing the preparation for painting and then posing and then rendering. That'll be it. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Right, bye bye.